And welcome back, everyone, for Week 7 of the 2017 NFL season. I went 1-3 with my ATS picks last week. I just can't seem to get out of the way of very bad performances. Atlanta was winning 17-0 and then scored nothing in the second half, losing the game outright. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were losing 24-0 at the half, and Detroit gave up 31 points in the first half. Can't seem to get out of the way of bad quarterback play. Hopefully this all evens out. Here are the picks. The first game we're going to look at, why not? The Baltimore Ravens are going to Minnesota, where my Vikings are 5.5-point favorites at home. In Baltimore's 3 wins, they've benefited from some really bad play from opposing quarterbacks, kind of like we've done with our picks all year. In their win against the Cincinnati Bengals, quarterback Andy Dalton threw 4 interceptions and lost a fumble. Against the Browns, rookie quarterback Deshaun Kaiser threw 3 picks and he lost a fumble. And then Kevin Hogan came in, threw an interception himself. And the other win came against the Raiders with E.J. Manuel as the quarterback. While Minnesota will be going with backup Case Keenum, he may be one of the best backups in the NFL. And Keenum's only thrown 1 interception. It was last week. Hasn't fumbled the ball yet. Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco has been okay, but Baltimore's been doing it more with the running game. Now they face a top 5 defense, and Minnesota is number 3 against the run. The Vikings are feeling really good about themselves after knocking off rival Green Bay and knocking out quarterback Aaron Rodgers for the season and taking the lead in the NFC North division. I'm very confident in Minnesota at home this week. I know my team very well, so let's lay the points and let's take the Minnesota Vikings -5.5. The second game we're going to look at has the Arizona Cardinals playing the LA Rams, who are now 3-point favorites. This game is taking place in Twickenham Stadium in London. The Rams have actually only won twice since moving back to LA, so this might actually be an extra advantage for them. They don't win in Los Angeles. Last week, Arizona took a huge 24-0 first half lead, as I mentioned, against Tampa Bay. They almost blew that lead. In that game, it may have been more of the Bucs' poor play than anything else. Tampa also lost their starting quarterback early in the game. I actually called out the Cardinals in my video last week as being too old, and didn't 37-year-old quarterback Carson Palmer go 18 for 22 for 283 yards? 34-year-old Larry Fitzgerald, the wide receiver, had 138 yards catching, and 32-year-old Adrian Peterson, the running back from my old Vikings team, had 134 yards on the ground. I don't think that's going to happen 2 weeks in a row. Arizona's 26th in defense, and they're taking on a Rams team that's #1 in the NFL in scoring. Arizona also has a pattern of losing a game, then winning a game, losing, winning, losing, winning. Well, it's their turn to lose this week. Plus, they've only covered the spread once all year. It's a small price to pay for a much better team, so let's lay the points, and let's take the Los Angeles Rams -3. The third game we're going to look at has the Cincinnati Bengals going to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers are 5-point favorites at home. The Bengals have played much better since changing offensive coordinators. They're actually on a 2-game winning streak and are coming off the bye. And while teams coming off the bye are only 1-3 straight up and only 1-3 against the spread so far this season, this is the first time a team will be facing a division rival off the bye. Big difference. These two teams are pretty similar. They've been playing great defense. Cincinnati is second in points allowed per game, while Pittsburgh's 4th, and their numbers 2 and 3 in yards allowed per game so far this year. The Steelers might be coming down off an emotional high after beating the previously undefeated Chiefs in Kansas City last week. The Bengals can't let Pittsburgh go 3 games up on them in the AFC North division. With these 2 divisional rivals playing such good defense, I think this might be a really close game. There might be just too many points. So let's take the points, and let's take the Cincinnati Bengals +5. And while we're at it, the total in this game is 41. I mentioned how good these two teams are playing defensively. Well, they aren't exactly lighting it up on the offensive side of the football, despite having lots of talent there. The Bengals have only played one of their 5 games over the total. That was against Green Bay. In that game, stupid Aaron Rodgers led one of those last-second drives for a touchdown, and then they won it in overtime. Otherwise, that would have been an under. The Steelers are actually the only team in the NFL who played all 6 of their games under this year. There's no reason for this to change here, so let's take under 41. And the fourth game we're going to look at has the New Orleans Saints going to Green Bay, where the Packers are 4.5-point dogs at home. Wow, when do you see that? The Packers will be going with quarterback Brett Hundley, who takes over from the injured Aaron Rodgers. Hundley didn't really play that well last week against my Vikings. He did lead the Packers to a touchdown and a field goal, but the touchdown came after linebacker Clay Matthews stripped the ball from the Vikings running back and rumbled 63 yards, I think it was, to the Minnesota 18-yard line. So it was a short field. And the field goal came off of the Vikings, Case Keenum's only interception of the year. And that was on the Vikings side of the field. In the end, Hundley threw 3 interceptions. Now the Packers have to face Drew Brees and that high-octane New Orleans Saints offense. The Saints actually have the longest current NFL streak, 3 games, 1 in a row. Brees doesn't even have to be at his best in this game to outduel Hundley. Even the most optimistic Packers players have to feel pretty dejected after losing their star quarterback for probably the rest of the year. This should be no contest. Let's lay the points, and let's take the New Orleans Saints minus 4.5. Here's my Let's Take the Man's Money parlay play. We'll take the Minnesota Vikings minus 5.5, the New Orleans Saints minus 4.5. We'll take the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5. And let's not be greedy. We'll just take the LA Rams on the money line. That game's in London. And we'll take under 41 in that Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game. A $25 bet will get us $516.50. And here's my 6-game, 6-point teaser play. We'll tease the Rams to plus 3, the Vikings to plus half a point, the Saints to plus 1.5 points. We'll tease Cincy up to plus 11. We'll tease the San Francisco 49ers from 6 to 12. They always seem to be playing close games. And we'll tease that under up into 47 in the Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game and take under 47. A $25 bet will get us $175. Good luck. And here are my straight-up picks for this week. Okay, and those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. Let's hope none of the bad luck that's been haunting us so far this season happens again. Let's hope it's on our side. Don't forget to join us on our Facebook page. There's lots of great prognosticators making great videos like this. We talk about everything concerning football, right up to the games, the latest lines, latest trends, all stuff like that. Okay, for the Geo Knows YouTube channel, I am Geo. Let's take the man's money.